right, so here's where we're at. We've been walking back here to my lovely little barn and trailer and all the stuff. See the horses over there. But what we have behind door number 1 here is kind of reminiscent of back in the day when you go to the bars and you find yourself waking up next to someone you just didn't think you would wake up next to. Somehow this happened to me. I made a little bit of a mistake and didn't have one of the latches completely shut on the hood. So I'm going to show you guys the reveal. I'm going to set this and we'll go over it. Let me, I don't know how long these videos will go on these little glasses, but we'll give it a shot since it's my first time using them and try to unload the car and give you the full view of my life of playing around with this nonsense that I do. So first of all, now unstrap it so we can get it out of here and do this, you know, once or twice a week. So this is normal, but fortunately the rear end's been holding up good. But I haven't been on a track that's worth a shit, so I guess that probably helps. Did try these Hoosiers last night. They're brand new, but they pretty much just spun. So I don't know if I gotta do something different with the heating them up. But anyway, let me introduce you to my, I forget what they call it. Somebody can tell me in the comments. So I'm gonna avoid looking real quick. You can tell me in the comments what it is when you find yourself. It's the morning after. And anyway, I'll show you the damage that was incurred. And you can go through the pain at the same time as I'm not looking at it myself either, obviously, these glasses. But anyway, all right, let's stop there. So first of all, we'll start with what happened. And in one of the videos that I'm going to put in here, you can see that what happened was this latch here, by the way, this damage was all happened last night. So what apparently happened last night is this got latched. I don't know if that could happen actually, but I don't know. The hood was in a better shape last night. But anyway, the hood was up apparently, maybe, I don't know. So this side flew up at probably about 130 miles an hour. And I saw this and I hit the... Okay, now we're recording again. I guess I'm going to have to look at this in a mirror or something. So anyway, let's do the big reveal. So this came off. It was on hinges. Came back, messed up the cowl, broke the windshield all to shit. And look at this beautiful bodywork that it created for itself. Very nice. I popped it out a little bit last night because this was all just pounded in. But yeah, we're pretty screwed right here. Big old dent in the middle, dent there, dent here, and then lots of dents here. So probably gonna have to replace this roof panel, more than likely. But for now, we may just pound it out, put a new windshield in it, race it with no hood, and try to fix it up the best I can for what it is at this moment. But that's where we're at. So I'll stop this video here and then I will start it again. All right, let's nothing happened to the engine or anything, which was a little freaky when I was having that hood fly up. I thought something broke on the engine because then it got all slick all of a sudden. But look at my view. It's beautiful. So let's fire this baby up. Start.
Pretty
Now the real question is, because I've been contemplating this, and now that I'm looking at this car, I was really just starting to like this car. Let's take this hood off because it's really bad. At least without the hood on it, it doesn't look quite so bad. Now this is toast. This is like super thin fiberglass, but anyway, I love those Aero Catch latches because they literally do have to latch. So I'm pretty sure, considering that latch was latched, this latch here was latched, so it had to be not through the pin because there's no way you could do it without it. That's why I like them a lot. And it ripped this whole metal off of there, broke the pin once it came up. But anyway, this thing has been fantastic. 250 passes or more. I just did a port job, did a valve job, just because the exhaust valves were leaking. I threw some Inconel valves in there, did a valve job. Now the leak down, I was having leak down that was 5%, 5%, 10%, 30-40% on those two. This one was 60. And then I did the valve job, and now everything is pretty much 5%. Like it's in the yellow. It's past the green. It's so good. So, looking at this damage. My goodness. I'm going to have to get in here, see if... Oh, I lost the trim piece too, so I guess there's that. Maybe they have that at the track, along with the other trim piece that was in another track 8 hours away. I don't know. I think I should just replace the roof like this. I'll probably beat it out and play with it for a while. But back to what I was saying. The plan was, let me restart this thing so it doesn't shut off. So the plan was to get that car running, and I was going to take this one offline for a little bit so I can get rid of all that wiring mess that's in there, because I've scabbed onto that. I've changed it, and that center piece is basically just a wiring block with a few fuses. It's just a big mess. Once you get down to the relay for the switch panel, it's pretty clean. So it just needs to be blown out and done, and I have carpet for it to put in. I want to put another seat in it. But the other thing I've been wanting to do is I want to do the mini tubs and the lower torque boxes and narrow the rear end so I can put, you know, wheels like that on there, like this Camaro here that we're going to be building. So I don't know, if you're watching this, you can comment in the video, because right now I have strongly thought about, and I thought about that even before this happened, I thought about just taking this powertrain 2JZ and putting it in this car that is 700 pounds lighter than this car. Believe it or not, this car is 700 pounds lighter than that car. And it has a good 4-link that I've done. I don't know if you've watched any of the other stuff on Facebook, but I did this low prep 4-link setup. So the differential center diff is going to be here on Monday. So I will have that. I got the brakes done. Brakes are all done, tight, work really good. Did hard line, soft line, because all the soft line on another car, I noticed it made it spongy, so I did hard line on this one. So, but yeah, I think considering the damage that I have, it's either I'm going to race this and just try to get, I've been trying to get a 4-second pass at this low prep track that we have, or no prep track that we have, that they think they prep, but it's not prepped. I mean, anybody that goes fast there will attest that it's not prepped. So, but anyway, back to this. Oh, look, I can talk in this, and then look at this. This is a great situation. Kind of like these glasses. They look kind of bulky and stupid, but whatever, they'll work. And I'll be able to show you guys shit like what happened to me last night. It was a little sketchy, and I have to say I was a little bit scared, as I was looking over and the guardrail was right there, so I turned to the middle, ended up taking out that timing block for the quarter mile. But believe it or not, This happened at 3 point something seconds, and it still went at 530. Like, it's crazy that the port work, I believe, did make some power, but I don't know until I get it, you know, a good pass. I don't know. But anyway, back to this. Do we fix this mess? I can hammer this thing right now and not give two shits about it. I could probably, look at that. See, I popped that out last night and it popped right back. Okay, now that I'm done beating this up, I don't know, let me know in the comments. Should I keep going with this car? Or should we just go to that one and go real fast? I'm thinking we should just go fast. But y'all let me know. Alright, signing off. 45 minutes later. Still got some stuff to do. But, and then the middle looks like if I put the this power post, whatever you want to call it, put that from the bottom, push up in the middle there, it should pop this all out, and then I just got to get this, which will be pretty easy, and I got to take the wiring thing off to get to these so I don't mess it up. But once I get those kind of like this, then I can skim that all. I'm gonna pop this out more. Once I get all that like this, I can skim this. Got a windshield coming on Monday, so yeah, we'll get it. So little update at the end of the video. All right, I guess I'll work on this for a bit. See if I can get it to, you know, I may use the little porta power I got right there. Give it some extra pressure in the middle because I think the brace is bent down and it's connected to that, so I may have to cut that away. So it's got this brace in here. And I think that's bent down now, but I might be able to push it up and then it'll pop that big center part out. I'll probably be able to get this all out easy enough. I did get this one out pretty good. Like I'll be able to, this section here, I'll be able to get, just use a smaller, if I had the right tools, probably would even do better, but you know, you make do with what you got. Let's see what we get here. Okay. 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 Now. Well, I'll keep working it, but I'm going to show you guys all this because it's going to take forever. But maybe a few hours worth of work and it'll be enough to skim it up and go. That area right there is going to be the tricky one. I'm thinking this will probably come out real easy like this did. And this middle piece probably just pop out. This will probably be able to get good. That'll be easy. That'll be easy. So this is pretty the tricky part probably, but now we'll see what we get. All right. All right, let's see if we can pop that out already. Pretty easy. See if we can get over to, get to some of the middle here. Pop it out. That might be take a little more force than I'm willing to put right at the moment, but let's see if we can get this little section here. Oh, look at that. So I can get a little bit out, give it a little bit, pull it out a little bit, and then see what we're at here. Nice thing is it has that roll bar right there, so I can kind of use it as leverage. See if we can get this thing to. That's not too bad. Probably keep working that. Pop that up. Somebody had already skim coated it. Well, it had some thick primer, so we'll have to go back over it. get it with some pressure. But see if we can get to this one. How about this one right here? Oh, you know what? That has the brace. It's gonna be a little bit more tricky. So where the brace is gonna make it a little harder. But let's see. Watch that dent. All I gotta do is get them out a little bit, and then I can hammer and dolly them back in, because I can put a dolly on the backside on some of them, and then I'll just, oh, there we go. Let's go this way. This one, I probably need to get a little different one. Oh yeah, look at that. Right out. Okay, we got that one closer. So we can dolly that in and mud it up a bit. And maybe we'll just leave this roof. Let me try some PDR on this thing. Are these glasses even on? Yeah, I guess they're on. So, to the point where, like this one I'll massage a little more, that one I'll massage a little more, but this one I'm just gonna tap it down a little bit, and then I'll fill this, and it'll be nice and smooth. Windshield will be here Monday, so hopefully by then I'll have at least a skim coat across here, so we won't have to even mess with that. So I was gonna change the roof, but I think I'm just gonna fix it like this. So that's it. All right, it's a little updated. We got the back of it pretty well sorted, not really many warbles there. We've got this dent that I'm going to try to push out. I've smacked these all up, so I need to slap them back down once I get it. So I'll be doing that here tomorrow, but let's maybe we can watch this as I do it, see what happens here. Get her lined up, get this pushed, see if I got enough distance. Yep, okay, we got a little push there. Come back, move over a little bit, a little push there. Now if it goes a little too far, it's fine, because we can always tap it back down and slap it where it needs to be. There we go, a little bit. That way when it springs back, we're kind of in the spot we need to be. So let's see where we're at here. Okay, I'm using the rubber, so it's not really putting a dent. I probably should have used this on some of the front ones too, but I was just too busy with the hammer. But let's see what we got here in a minute. Okay, so we still got a pretty good dent back here. Let's go back a little bit. Okay, move it over. Oh, the roll bar might be in the way. Let's see if we can get an angle at it. Oh no, it's on the brace. Anyway, you get the gist of what I'm doing here. And main thing is that we're making headway getting these guys out, so it's not going to require so much filler. So what I'll end up doing once I get these where I want them, like this is real nice actually right now. Like you really don't have to do any body work over here. All that dent is kind of gone and went away. So I smacked this to where prior to the, because it had a bunch of hard creases right here that needed to come out. So then I got the brace in the middle to get this back, and it looks real sharp. Like you can't even tell that happened. So I got to get this a little more, and then what I'll end up doing once I'm gonna grind this paint off, and then there's a couple dents right here I'll have to hit. But once I get it, then I'll take a slapper with a dolly on the other side, and I'll just smack all these down flat, and I'll get them down to where they're a little lower than the rest, and then this whole thing will skim coat. But I got all these dents relatively out. All right, so now we've got that. This still got a little warble, but that'll be like 1/16 inch of filler, so it should be plenty good. I smacked down some of this section here already. You can see it's got a little filler there, but I think it'll smooth out pretty nice. And for what this car is, I think it's going to be good. We're going to move on and go over to this, and I'll get set up. I just want everybody to see how bad this is when I start, because this is caved in. Basically, if you look, it's caved in like 1.5 inches. So I'll show you how I'm going to do that here in a second. Alright, we're going to try it with the jaws real quick. These jaws should spread apart quite a bit more than what that other one was. Maybe. Oh, maybe I need to turn that in. That would help. Okay, so let's watch it pop. Okay, so we're up and over it. We come back, gets it almost perfect. We move it in a little bit. Get it where it needs to be. See if it'll pop right here. So it's right there. So we need to go in a little further, and I think it may end up needing both spacers, because even though this has a lot more throw, it still doesn't have quite enough, I don't think, to get everything, but we'll find out. Okay, pushing up, pop. All right. See, we go a little over, we'll have a dent outward. Oh, pop back, darn it. It's got to go a little past it. So it's got a crease right here. So it's going to be a little bit more tricky to get it, but we'll get it. This takes a lot of extra little patience. I spent a lot of patience today on that hood, so on the roof, so we'll keep going with this one. Okay, there we go. We're popped up, and we're going to overshoot as much as it'll give us. And I think we're done with that. Oh, popped right back down. So we need a little bit more. It's pretty close. I'll probably tap this down a little bit. Because that probably got mangled a touch. Alright, so we'll go down with this. And now we'll put another spacer. It needs a short piece of wood. That's what I really need. Hard to get this, but a longer piece of wood allows me to get it in where I need it to go too. I can't reach my hand in there. Maybe we'll put it on both of these like this and see if it'll let us get past it. Right there, and see what that does. Okay, we're on it. We're going up. Okay, give it all she's got. That's all she's got, Captain. Okay, pretty good, honestly. I think at that point, that might want to come back down, so I'm going to have to dolly around that to let this go down. And then this will be a little bit of filler, or even, I don't care if this is not perfect, to be honest with you. Like, this doesn't have to be real perfect. This, you know, like you look at this, it's a race car, and it looks like a race car thing that's kind of a cheapy race car. Like a top ramen build, I like to call it. But I'll smack that back down, maybe get in here a little further and get this out right here, because that's really the problem, is that it's pushing it out here but not further in. So maybe if we can get in there a little bit. Let's try it. Oh yeah, we're hitting right here. So that's going to push it a little extra, which is what we want. And that'll pop it back to flat, pretty close. We'll dolly that around, and let's give it some smacks right there, and hopefully it doesn't pop back down. And then it'll just be a little filler, and I'll have to probably bend this back down, but I don't know. I'll get the cowl piece on before I do. Oh yeah, see, I can push that back down easy. So now I just tap these few down, a little filler, we'll be done. So now the other side has a hard crease in it, but it's really not that bad, to be honest with you. I don't care enough about that car that if this stayed, it wouldn't really bother me that much. But since we're in Rome, we might as well do what we need to do. Hopefully that's not too loud for y'all. I don't know how that translates with these this little thing, but okay. So now we'll get there, and we'll just keep gradually going along there. But I'll have to have a bigger spacer because it's deeper over here. Anyway, I'll get it done, and then I'll do a final on it. I'll let you know. All right. Well, this is where we'll end off this video. I smacked this all out pretty good. Floated this, so obviously there's some variance right there, but once I file this down, we'll see what we got. Hopefully it'll blend out real good. You know, it's a race car. We're not going to get too carried away with it, but it is black, so I got to try to do something with it. But we're going to go ahead and let this set up overnight. I'll come in and scrape off all this channel. I want to get this done, this section here, before the windshield gets put in on Monday, because that way I don't have to futz with that. So I'd like to get this at least skimmed all the way off, at least that far up, because then I barely have to go into here. I can just run tape across there, and I don't have to worry about the windshield, because it'll be fresh. So try to get that done, and next week we'll be back to racing, I think. Yeah, we're all pretty close. One more coat across the front, we're good. All right, well, first step to this whole thing of finalizing it is getting some primer on this. These guys come to put the windshield in, so I went ahead and prepped the very edge of this, and actually looks pretty good. Not too many little ripples. If you look across there, pretty solid. So I'm gonna prime it up to this point. It still needs skimmed from there still. So, but it's pretty close to done at the edge. So I'm gonna hit it with some primer, and then he's gonna come do the windshield. And so that I didn't want to be messing around a new windshield, so I got this done first. And I think it looks pretty good if you look across there. Maybe a couple little ripples, but considering it was like all the way across, I think we're doing okay. I may be able to get this back to what it once was, but as of right now, you can see there's still a lot of low spots right there that I'll have to hit. And I put a pretty heavy coat here, so hopefully that'll all come off, and I'll only have to do a couple little spots. But this is all pretty good. This is down a little bit, so I hit that. The other side I didn't have enough material mixed up, but that came out pretty good considering it was dented from one end to the other. You can still see a ripple right there, but I'm not quite done with that area. But all the way across the front seems pretty decent. So I should have done an in-depth prior. Maybe I did. Maybe you can see it. I might try to find it, put it in a video. That little section, but it looks pretty factory right there. So anyway, gotta be here in about 45 minutes to do the windshield, and that's good. So just some cheapy primer to get on there for now. I'll hit it with some epoxy primer after I sand this down, but I just wanted to make sure there was something there, so when he comes to do the windshield, it's not dealing with direct on bodywork, and making sure. So that's all. I cleaned that all up under there. So it ain't gonna be like a restoration or anything, but at least there's some paint. I got pretty much all the way. I'll probably try to hit it across this way. Get it across underneath, because that's the thing, when they do the windshield, they put the rubber, and once they put the rubber, you can't be futzing around in there. So it's better to get, I mean, it'd be better if it was paint, but honestly, as long as it's got a good primer under there, there's a trim piece that goes there anyway, should be fine. So that's it for now for that one. Nice. This one's better, más mejor.
Yeah.
Viejo está. Yeah. Gracias. That's good. All right, well, I had one of these a long time ago. I loaned it out and then never got it back. So I have no idea where it's at, but let's give it a shot. It's been a little while. All right, it's taken down a lot faster, but I'm not going to keep this on because it's just annoying. Well, there we are. Good enough for now. Do some extra there, just because there's a little warble there, and hopefully the primer will stack it up. But I put some really fast dry hardener and reducer in there, so it dry sprayed out pretty good. But I got it a little wet, so it should be okay. But it looks quite a bit better than what it did. All right. Yeah, I dry sprayed that primer, so the guide coat, well, it's not really guide coat. I went ahead and went heavy, but it came out a little bit flat and dry, but that's okay. Good enough to let it sit for a couple weeks, let the body filler do what it does, and then I will basically block it down again, do everything I need to do, and then paint it at some point. But it's black, probably looks like most every other shit ass race car out there, so I'm not too disappointed in it. It's not the greatest, but it's not that bad. Not a lot of dents, just a couple little warbles that I'll have to deal with, but not bad. And the rest of the car is going to kind of look shitty because I don't have a hood for it right now, and it's all dirty, so I'm going to clean it up first. But tomorrow we'll wash it and do some other shit. But unwrap it. Usually that's my favorite part, but this particular time I really don't care because it's not too great looking. Definitely came out straight though, pretty straight. So I think we're all right.